Welcome to English class for class 10th. Today our topic is miracles. Yes, miracles poem written by Walt Whitman. Walt Whitman, who found miracles in every single piece of thing in the nature. Whether it is crowded city or the serene atmosphere of the villages and the mountains. He finds miracles in each and everything. So, what actually this poem is, what are the verses given in the poem, and how the explanation goes, we will be deliberating upon that very thing today. So, Whitman, he gives a visual guide to his poetry. How it happens. Through the eyes of the Walt Whitman, miracles provide us life, which is always challenging. He merges city life into the natural world. Whitman treats Manthan, the busy and the crowded city, with skyscrapers and subways, with the same spiritual reverence as honeybees and the sunsets. Then again, as far as the radical inclusion of morality is concerned, he identifies miracles even in the hostels and funerals, viewing life and death as a continuous and astonishing facts. He thinks life and death are the same thing and both have miracles in them. Again, there is a saturation of infinite. The poem claims every cubic inch of the sphere and every square yard of the earth has a miracle in it. Then again, he goes for the multi-sensory imagery, wherein he gives the visual imagery of the exquisite delicate thin curve of new moon. Then tactile imagery is given when the poet says that he wades with the naked feet along the beach, and he comes and goes motions of the waves of these sea come and go. They form the motions like human beings, and he also sees the kinesthetic motions of all the riding things and all the things that are available in the nature. They are available in the surroundings, in whatever situation a person is. Then he also builds rhythmic anaphora, that every line there is a repetition of the lines with the word or. This or. And at the start of the lines, it creates a hypnotic overflowing, a kind of hypnotism. And through this hypnotism, there is a list of wonders in the poem. So, all these things are seen in the poem, and miracles are being created. This forms the introductory part of the poem. Walt Whitman redefines miracles as why and who makes much of the miracle. This is the first line. Why and who makes much of the miracles? Either the geometrical shapes or we have the simple and complex everyday experiences, wherein life is full of many miracles and life is full of glory and colors. In the traditional way, he finds the geometrical shapes. The traditional definition is an action or event impossible according to the ordinary laws of nature, are believed to be done by God or supernatural force. What Walt Whitman says, that traditional definition is always hidden, rare and extraordinary. But according to the web of Walt Whitman's, his definition is that miracles are found everywhere in daily life. These are simple, everyday experiences of the life and are fundamentally miraculous. There is miracle in everything. It goes on constantly, it is visible and it is ordinary. So here he makes much of the things to make. Who makes much of? Sorry. Who makes much of? So it shows to greatly admire or to greatly get excited about Whitman's question that why we reserve our excitement only to the impossible things. We can have excitement in everything. Then after the first line we have these lines. As to me, I know of nothing else but miracles. Whether I walk the streets of Manhattan, or dart my sight over the roofs of houses towards the sky, or wade with naked feet along the beach just in the edge of the water. So in these lines, what Whitman establishes, he establishes miracles are not hidden in the temples only. They exist in the crowded streets of New York and in the simple walking on the beach also. Here, as to me, we have the first this line as to me. As to me means if, here the poet says, if you ask me only, if you ask only the poet. What the poet says, that the streets of the Manthan, that there are miracles. Where? In the streets of Manthan, that means in the busiest streets of New York also. Busiest streets of New York, he sees miracles. Then he also says, here is the word dart, or dart my sight over the roofs of houses towards the sky. Dart, as a kingfisher darts in the Dal Lake to get its fish so that he can feed itself. In the same way, the poet darts his sight over the roofs of the houses towards the sky. And then what he does? Or he wades with the naked feet along the beach. That means he walks with the naked feet through the water. All these things create miracles in the life of the poet, and he visualizes life in this manner. Then we have second movement, the social web. In the first moment, what did we see? In the first moment, we saw the urban and the edge. That in the crowded streets, poet found miracles. In the rooftops, he found miracles. The rooftops were touching the sky. And then, when he waded in the water, when he waded with the naked feet, he found miracle, because he had such a kind of solace in his heart. He was so happy when he waded in the water with the naked feet. A different kind of satisfaction was there. So he found miracles there. Then it was where the first movement were in the urban streets. Then when we go towards the second movement, that is the social web. He is in the urban streets. Now what is the social web around him? What is the society around him? Or stand under the trees in the woods, or talk by way with anyone I love, or sit at table at dinner with the rest, or look at strangers opposite me riding in the car. Here Whitman finds wonder in the human connections. He's amazed on the simple things. He gets amazed. He's talking with the loved ones. He's having his dinner with others, with his loved ones and other friends. Or he's simply observing the strangers that are traveling from his right, from his left, in front of him, backward, whosoever is traveling. He finds miracles in all these things. He finds some human connections. So here, if there are woods, he is having a dinner or having a party with his friends or family or other people he loves the more, or he's traveling in a train, or passengers are traveling hither and thither around him. In all these things, he finds miracles and he finds some human connection. He himself is here. Poet himself is here. Standing here, he has human connections with wood. He has connections with his loved ones, his family, his friends, and then he also has connections with his strangers who are traveling with him, who are walking on the streets, who are his passenger mates in the trains and the buses and the aeroplanes and other things, who are pedestrians. He is having connections with all them, and he finds in this social web also, he finds miracles are there. There are miracles and miracles and miracles. And see the contrast. Miracles are not only in the isolation. Here in woods, he is in isolation. He does not find miracles only in the isolation. He finds miracles where? With his family, friends and loved ones. Miracles with the strangers, among the strangers with whom he travels, or he is just traveling and others are passers by, pedestrians, or his passenger mates and the traveling, or I can say passenger mates in train, in buses, in cars and other modes of transport. So in the social web again he finds miracles everywhere. Everywhere there are only miracles, and these miracles create a joy and create a kind of satisfaction in his life, and he finds life full of beauty everywhere. Then we have third moment. First moment was urban life, second was social web. Now what is in the third moment? Here again we have the natural clock. What is this natural clockwork? Clock is ticking on and on and on. It does not stop. And the nature is continuously doing its work. Nothing stops. And this natural clockwork goes on and on and on in the circular motion, and it does not stop anywhere. And what happens in this circular motion? What do the verses say? First verse is regarding the honeybees. Then he shifts towards the animals feeding in the fields. Then he shifts towards the stars in the sky and the wonderful sundown. And lastly to the curves of the moon in the spring. What the poet says? He says, or watch honeybees busy around the hive on a summer forenoon. Or watch honeybees busy around the hive on a summer forenoon. Then, or animals feeding in the fields. Then, or the wonderfulness of the sundown, or the stars shining so quiet and bright, or the exquisite, delicate, thin curve of the new moon in the spring. what the poet says. See the natural, how he comes with the natural beauty to us, how he explains the natural beauty. Honey bees busy in the around the hive to collect the honey in the forenoon. That means before noon. Before noon. And before noon is before 12 o'clock during the day. Before noon, honeybees are seen collecting honey, going around here and there around their hives. Then the animals are feeding in the fields in the afternoon. What happens? Animals are busy feeding themselves in the grassland so that they can have their fill of grass. And when there is a wonderfulness, there is a miracle where when the sun goes down and the stars are seen twinkling and shining in the sky that are quiet and bright. They are quietly shining, but at the same time they are brightly shining. And again, there is a delicate thin curve of the new moon of the spring. In the spring season, when there is a new moon, that new moon forms a delicate curve like this. And in all these things there is beauty. My dear students, you can see in these honeybees are busy around their hives collecting their honey. Animals busy in feeding themselves in the grassland. There is beauty again in it. And the sun, when it goes down in the evening and the stars come bright high up in the sky, they are quiet but they are shining brightly. And at the same time, in the spring season, the moon is shining brightly with a curve because the moon is arising, is advancing by and by and grows day by day to its full. And there is beauty in all these things, whatever the poet has written or whatever the poet says. So poet says us, Walt Whitman says that we must see, we must and appreciate this kind of beauty that has been described by the poet in his lines in the poetic manner, and it gives a new way and new sensation, new solace, new satisfaction to everybody when it is seen through the eyes of the poet. And we can again analyze it. And we can analyze the natural clock like this in the forenoon, noon and morning, that always we can see honeybees watching these actively working and actively going with their collection of honey during the daytime. And in the afternoon, our animals are peacefully having their fill, eating grass in the fields, and in the wonderful nature we can see the beauty of the setting sun and very beautiful and delicate shining stars that are bright with the thin curve of the shining moon. All these things have been shifted through the poetic lines, through the lens of the poet, and the rhythms of the nature are in limelight. That how Walt Whitman closely observes the nature and comes up with the miracles that are found in the nature. So after this, we can say that we have now the fourth moment. in the first moment, what we saw? In first moment, there was only urbanization. In the second moment, there was the natural, we also saw the natural clock, we saw the this busyness of the streets. We saw how beauty has been explained by the poet, and again here in the geometric wonder we see how he explains different geometrical concepts of the earth. He says, these with the rest, one and all, are to me miracles. All these with the rest, one and all, are to me miracles, the whole referring, yet each distinct at its place. To me, every hour of the light and dark is miracle. Every cubic inch of space is a miracle. Every square yard of the surface of earth is spread with the same. Every foot of the interior swarms with the same. Here he refers to the geographical interior and exterior of the earth. He says, all these things, one and all, are miracles to me. I can see miracles in it. This whole referring, that means everything is closely connected. The whole referring, that everything is closely connected and having its distinct place. Sun has its own place, moon has its own place, stars have its own place, the bus moving on the road has its own place, the crowded streets have their own place. Every season, spring, summer, autumn, winter, they have its own place. Then forenoon and afternoon, mid-noon, everything has its own place. Setting of the sun, growing up of the moon, all these things have their own place, their own distinct place, and it cannot be changed by anybody, anyone. But all these have connections. They are interconnected, as we found in the verses of the social web, where if the poet is having a dinner with somebody, the persons he loves, or he is in a solitude in woods, or he is traveling with some passenger-bys or the passers-bys on the busy streets, he finds miracles there. And again, everything there has a distinct place. Here again, everything has its own distinct place, but having their own distinct place, each and everything is interconnected. They have connections, and with these connections, the life goes on and on, and many miracles are formed. Then, to me, every hour of light and dark is a miracle. Every hour of light and dark, day and night, every hour, every second of day and night is a miracle. What happens? How mosquitoes are going on, how lights are shining brightly, how everything is going on. Everywhere there is a miracle. And then every cubic inch of the space is a miracle. That every cubic inch on the surface of the earth, here it is shown like this. Cube is like this, having a 6-sided figure. Only we can say this is a 3-dimensional figure. 3-dimensional figure. Why is it 3-dimensional figure cube? Because it has length, it has breadth, and then it has height. And this cube having length, breadth and height. This is a cube here. This is cube. This cube, it can be length from here to here, it is length. Then from this side here, it can be breadth. And then from this to this, it is height. But since this is a cube, length, breadth and height are of equal dimensions. This means if it is 2 centimeters, height is also 2 centimeter, breadth is also 2 centimeter, and when these dimensions are same, it can form a cube. So this three-dimensional figure having how many sides? 6 sides. See, 1, 2. I can use another color. 1, 2, 3, 4, then 5 from the bottom and 6 from the top. This is a 6-sided figure known as cube, and every cubic inch of the earth, every cubic inch of the space is a miracle. It provides miracles. And then every square yard of the surface of the earth is spread with the same is spread miraculously. That means here the poet is referring to the two-dimensional figures, square yard. When we speak of square yard, it is on a flat surface having only length and breadth. So square yard is a two-dimensional figure. Two-dimensional. It has only length and breadth. When we have two-dimensional, it can be a square yard having only length and breadth. So this square yard, when we measure it on the surface of the earth, it also comes with miracles. Then every foot of the interior swarms with the same. That means every foot is 12 inches long. 12 inches in length. Every foot of the interior swarms. Interior means inside this earth. Every foot. Inside this earth, what happens with every foot? It is packed with large number of things. It swarms. Swarms means it is packed with large number of things. And when it is packed, our earth is packed with large number of things, it comes in front of us in a miraculous manner. So we can see that Walt Whitman uses mathematical terms to prove his point. What point? That every tiny part of the space and every tiny piece of land on the earth, surface of the earth, is packed with different kinds of life. See, if we can take only 1 square meter of earth's surface. On the surface of the earth, we will take only 1 square meter. That means in length 1 meter, in breadth 1 meter. Taking only this part, 1 meter and 1 meter, you will see how many tiny organisms are there, how many living things are there, how many non-living things are there, what kind of treasure is in this 1 square meter, and how miracles come. How small flowers growing on this same patch of land come with different kind of beauty, and there are miracles found everywhere in these things. So Walt Whitman says that there is beauty everywhere, and this beauty is full of miracles. To have miracles can be, I may say that poet has beautifully elucidated his point here. Poet has beautifully marked his point and told that how these things are miraculous and how miracles are found in every part of life. Then to the endless sea. To me, the sea is a continual miracle. The fishes that swim, the rocks, the motion of the waves, the ships with men in them. What stranger miracles are there? At the end of the poem, in the last lines of the poem, what the poet says, he refers to the sea. The sea is a continual miracle because here human figures continuously go on, whether they are sailing on the ship, and the waves, when they are going up and down, they form the motion just like human beings. It seems that human being is wading and going from one place to another, from this place to that place like this, and the waves go on here and there, coming up and then down, and this, and all these form miracles. And also what? The fish in the sea, the rocks, the fish, the rocks, every single creature, these plants, all these things in the sea, and the waves that go like this, up and down, and the ship where men are found, and ship are sailing, but men are with them in the ship, and all these things are miracles. What stranger miracles are there? There are so many hidden miracles in the sea. The poet says that there are so many miracles, and these are endless miracles that are hidden under the sea. So here the poet says that the sea contains its own ecosystem where human endeavor and a raw natural power is contained. There is all embedded raw natural power, human power, and endless ecosystem where many things are hidden under the cover of the sea. And Whitman, what he says everything in the sea, everything in this world are the most amazing in the everyday situation and everything and every day, even the simple things that are very ignorantly left by the man, unnoticed. But if we give a thought to all these things, we can find endless miracles there. There is a continual miracle. And what does continual miracle mean? A miracle without any interruption, without any break. There is no break in the miracles found in the sea. So, by the end of the poem, this is the end of the poem, how Whitman synthesizes his whole poetry. He puts himself here. He puts himself here, himself. He says, I am here. Then I am covered with the human life where I find streets. Then he finds dinner tables and cars or vehicles going on. In the first He lies in the inner core. In the inner core, he stands here. Then he is surrounded with what? Human life. Then again, he is surrounded with nature, where he finds honeybees, animals, woods, moons, stars, all the natural things which cannot be created by human beings themselves. Then again surrounded by whole of the universe. So we can say this is the core insight of the poet. He centers himself here. Then he is covered with other human lives, where dining tables are there, chairs are there, steeds are there, and there are so many passengers with the cars and vehicles going on. This is again surrounded by the nature, having human honeybees, having animals, having moons and stars and other natural things. And above all, this thing is covered by whole of the universe, where every cubic inch of the universe and every square yard of the earth and the earth's interior and the continual miracles of the sea are found. So we can say this is an onion model. Onion model of the poem, written by Walt Whitman, known as Miracles. He comes miracles. Here the poem Miracles has been put forward through an onion model, or we can say that it has been connected with the art. How in an artistic manner one can put forth the poem Miracles. So at the end, we can say that the main theme of the poem was that the miracles are not rare. They can happen everywhere. They are not supernatural events always. They are ordinary things, constant elements which are going again and again in the everyday human life and constantly going on in nature. Then what is the poetic structure? There is always, in few of the lines we can see that there is repetition of the word or and the repetition of the word every. Here poet creates rhythmic and endless list of the mimics. And what about the tone and the perspective? Here the poet's tone is very joyful. He presents each and every, even the smallest thing in a joyful manner with philosophy and deep meaning. He creates deep meaning even in the simple and everyday elements and everyday experiences. And the final message, what stranger miracles are there? He ends his poem with what stranger miracles are there, and this is a challenge to the reader to realize what is happening around him. It is not supernatural, it is a natural way, it is a daily routine, and it can be more amazing than his existence or the existence of oneself. This is all for the today's lesson. Hope you have liked it. We will meet in the next lesson, which will be in continuation to it. Till then, goodbye.